There's something I need you to hear, and I want you to hear it with the full weight of your chest. Because right now, without you realizing it, a woman in your life may be sending you signals so subtle, so quietly powerful that you're walking right past them. And you don't even know what she's actually trying to give you. Stop scrolling for a second and just listen. If you've ever wondered whether a woman wants to open herself to you emotionally, mentally, and soul deep, this is where you finally learn the truth. And stay with me till the end, because there's something important you absolutely need to hear before you make any move with her. And before we dive deeper, hit that subscribe and like button so you never miss the psychology that most men never get access to. You're about to step into her internal world, the world she hides from almost every man, the world where her body language shifts without her permission. Her tone softens in ways she can't control, and her instinct pulls her toward you, even when she tries to hide it behind confidence, jokes, or distance. You see, women don't always confess attraction directly. They reveal it through tiny cracks in their emotional armor, through patterns they hope the right man will understand. And maybe you're that man. But no one ever taught you how to read what she's silently offering. A woman doesn't give herself lightly. When she does, it's because something in you awakens something in her. Safety, desire, respect, curiosity, or an unexplainable pull she can't rationalize. And before you think this is about physical signals, no, this is about the deeper energy she radiates only toward a man she trusts with the softer places inside her. What you're about to learn will feel like someone finally switched the light on in a room you've stumbled through in the dark for years. So breathe for a moment. Forget confusion, forget overthinking, forget overthinking, guessing whether she likes you or just sees you as another man who will eventually disappoint her. Let me guide you through the hidden currents of female psychology, the signals she hopes you will notice, the signs she's quietly giving you, because she wants you to step closer, not pull away. Stay right here because this is where clarity finally begins. She wants you closer, but she'll never tell you that directly. Instead, she lets the truth leak through the smallest behaviors, the ones she hopes you'll notice without forcing her to expose her heart. When a woman begins wanting to give herself to you emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually, her guard doesn't fall all at once. It softens, it bends, it flickers. And those flickers are what most men overlook because they expect loud confessions, obvious moves, or dramatic shifts. But attraction at the female psychological level doesn't announce itself. It whispers, it reveals itself through instinct rather than intention, through reactions she doesn't fully understand. And if you don't know what to look for, you'll miss some of the most powerful, intimate signs she's giving you. You'll see it in how she listens to you with full presence when she doesn't do that for others. You'll feel it in the way her eyes linger a second too long, not out of lust, but out of emotional curiosity. She starts valuing your opinions more than she expected. She lets you into conversations she doesn't have with anyone else. She begins mirroring your energy without realizing it. Your tone, your humor, your pace. That's not coincidence. That's alignment happening underneath her awareness. And when a woman starts giving you the gentler version of herself, the one she usually protects, that's one of the strongest foundations of her hidden desire. She'll lower her voice when she talks to you. She'll soften her expression. She'll tuck her hair behind her ear because her body wants to feel open, not guarded. Even her breathing changes around you, slower, deeper, calmer. These shifts come from instinct, not strategy. But here's the part most men miss. When she wants to give herself to you, she becomes more attentive to your emotional state. She notices when your mood dips. She remembers tiny details you mentioned once. She checks in on you without calling it checking in. She becomes invested. A woman only invests emotionally when she senses a man who makes her feel understood, grounded, and safe. And there's another signal she can't hide. No matter how hard she tries, she becomes vulnerable in small, unplanned moments. She shares a fear. She admits a mistake. She reveals a dream she keeps buried. Vulnerability is a woman's way of opening the door just a little to see if you'll step in or walk away without noticing. Sometimes the strongest sign that a woman wants to give herself to you appears when she tries to hide it. Her mind tells her to act normal, to stay composed, to protect her dignity. Yet her behavior betrays her every single time. She becomes unusually aware of your presence, not in an anxious way, but in a deeply attuned way. She tracks your movements without meaning to. She notices when you enter a room, when your energy shifts, when your focus moves away from her. And even if she pretends not to care, her body language exposes the truth. She refuses to verbalize. Another hidden sign is how she reacts when you give your attention to someone else. She won't show jealousy dramatically, especially if she's trying to keep her feelings contained. But you'll see subtle shifts. Her voice becomes quieter. Her mood dips slightly. She withdraws for a moment, not to punish you, but because something inside her tightens at the idea of losing your focus. Women rarely feel this unless they're emotionally open to a man. It's not about control. It's about emotional investment forming faster than she expected, making her more sensitive to where your interest goes. She also starts seeking your approval in ways that seem insignificant, but are deeply revealing. She adjusts her appearance slightly when she knows she'll see you, though she'll never admit it. She pays closer attention to your reactions, hoping to catch even the smallest sign that you appreciate her efforts. When she respects you on a deeper level, she becomes more intentional with how she presents herself. This isn't vanity, it's connection. A woman only does this when she feels drawn to a man's presence, and she wants him to feel that same pull when he looks at her. But the most powerful sign appears in her emotional openness. When a woman begins trusting you with her unfiltered thoughts, even in small doses, it means her defenses are lowering in a way she can't reverse easily. She'll share personal stories, reveal what scares her, talk about dreams she rarely discusses, or express worries she normally hides. She lets you into the private corners of her mind because something in you feels safe, steady, and real. That emotional access is never accidental. It is a quiet offering, an invitation into her inner world, and one of the clearest signals of desire. There's a moment in a woman's internal world when her desire for you stops being a feeling and becomes an instinct. You'll notice it not through what she says, but through what she allows herself to do around you. One of the clearest hidden signs is how she becomes more comfortable, showing you different layers of her personality. She doesn't stay in just one mode. Some days she's soft, warm, and gentle. Other days she's playful, teasing, or even slightly chaotic. This emotional range isn't inconsistency, it's intimacy. A woman only reveals multiple sides of herself when she wants a man to truly see her because, deep down, she hopes he'll appreciate the full spectrum of who she is. Another signal appears in how she positions herself around you. She'll find excuses to be within your space. Not so close that it seems obvious, but close enough that she can feel your presence. She might sit near you when there are other open seats. She might stand beside you when she doesn't need to. She might lean in when she talks, even when the room isn't loud. Proximity is psychology. Women move closer to the men they feel safe with and drawn to. You'll also notice a shift in her energy when she laughs with you. It becomes lighter, freer, unguarded. She laughs longer, harder, and more genuinely than she does with others. She allows herself to enjoy you without restraint. That effortless, open laughter is a sign of emotional surrender. Her guard is not just down, it's relaxed in your presence. And then there's the subtle form of testing that almost always appears, not to manipulate you, but to understand you. She'll ask deeper questions about your values, your boundaries, your goals. She's trying to measure your emotional depth, not because she doubts you, but because she wants to align herself with a man she can trust. When a woman starts exploring your mindset with curiosity rather than judgment, she's imagining what closeness with you might actually feel like. But the most overlooked sign is this. She lets you influence her, not control her. Influence her. She considers your advice. She remembers your suggestions. She tries something you mentioned once. That level of openness is extremely personal. A woman only allows influence from a man she respects, admires, and quietly hopes will play a larger role in her life. There's a stage where a woman starts giving you signals she isn't even consciously aware of because her emotions begin running ahead of her. Logic. One of the strongest hidden signs appears when she starts sharing her daily life with you in small, consistent ways. She sends you updates, not because she needs to, but because she wants to feel connected to you. She lets you into her routines, her little frustrations, her small victories, the random moments that mean nothing to others, but somehow feel meaningful when she shares them with you. This is emotional integration. She's weaving you into her world thread by thread without announcing it. Another signal is how she becomes especially responsive to your emotional tone. If you're quiet, she notices. If something is bothering you, she feels it before you even say a word. She checks in, not out of obligation, but from a place of genuine care. Her intuition becomes heightened around you. A woman only taps into that deeper emotional sensitivity with a man she feels connected to at a level she doesn't fully understand yet. You'll also notice she begins remembering the smallest things about you, details you barely recall, mentioning your favorite snack, a story about your childhood, a deadline you were stressed about, a goal you mentioned once at 2 a.m. This isn't random, it's emotional prioritization. She's storing pieces of you because she's starting to see you as someone important, someone worth paying attention to, someone whose inner world matters to her. And then there's the way she supports you, even in subtle ways. She encourages you when you doubt yourself. She reminds you of your strengths. She stands by you in conversations, validating your perspective without making it about herself. She becomes your quiet backbone, offering emotional grounding without expecting anything in return. A woman doesn't do this for a man. She sees as temporary. She does it when she feels a deeper pull toward him, when she wants to invest in something meaningful. But perhaps the most revealing sign is how she lets you see her softer weaknesses. She tells you when she's overwhelmed. She admits when she's insecure. She shares parts of herself she normally keeps hidden. That vulnerability is not a mistake. It's an offering. A woman only exposes her emotional underbelly when she's hoping a man will step into a deeper role in her life, not just stand at the surface. There comes a moment when a woman's desire for you shifts from quiet curiosity into something deeper, heavier, and almost instinctual. She doesn't announce it, she doesn't label it, but you can feel it in the way she becomes more emotionally synchronized with you. When a woman wants to give herself to you, she starts aligning her internal rhythm with yours. She adapts to your pace of conversation, your style of thinking, your emotional temperature. This isn't imitation, it's resonance. She's unconsciously creating harmony because she wants closeness without forcing it. You'll notice she becomes more patient with you than she is with others. She listens to you fully without checking her phone or drifting away. She becomes more intentional with her presence because something inside her is choosing you, even if she hasn't said the words. Another hidden sign is how she begins protecting the connection in ways that seem subtle but are actually deeply meaningful. She becomes more selective about who she discusses you with. Not because she's hiding you, but because she doesn't want outside noise influencing what she's building internally. She keeps certain moments between you sacred. She guards the energy she shares with you, and she becomes more mindful of how her actions affect your perception of her. A woman only becomes protective of a bond when she sees potential in it. When she feels you matter, she becomes careful not to let anything jeopardize the emotional closeness forming between you. But the most revealing sign of all is how she starts letting you influence her emotional landscape. She may not say it directly, but she begins valuing your perspective in ways she never expected. She asks what you think, not out of politeness, but because your thoughts genuinely matter to her. She adjusts her decisions slightly when your advice makes sense to her. She becomes more open to growth because she sees you as someone who strengthens her rather than someone who drains her. This kind of emotional openness is rare. Women don't offer it casually. It's a soft, quiet way of saying she trusts you with her emotional well-being. And once a woman reaches that level of trust, she's already imagining how deep a closeness with you might feel, even if she's still too guarded to show it. These signals aren't random. They're the unfolding of a woman preparing to let you into her inner. Here's the truth. Most men never realize until it's too late. When a woman reaches the point where she wants to give herself to you, she doesn't just feel attraction. She feels certainty. It's a quiet, steady, unshakable pull that forms when she trusts your character, values your presence, and believes you see her with a level of clarity she's never experienced before. This final hidden sign is the deepest one because it means she's already opened the door inside her that she keeps locked from the world. She begins imagining what life feels like with you in it, not as a guest, but as a constant. She envisions your energy in her daily spaces, the way you'd sound in her kitchen, how you'd look at her when she's tired, the comfort of your stability when life gets heavy. A woman only lets her mind wander into that future when she feels emotionally safe. And safety for a woman isn't about control or dominance. It's about consistency, respect, and emotional presence. She also starts letting you in on her fears about love, not to push you away, but to see if you're a man who can handle the weight of her heart. She observes how you respond. Do you listen? Do you judge? Do you stay patient? Because when a woman wants to give herself to a man, she needs to feel that her soul won't be mishandled. And here's the part most men never see. She starts matching your effort without being asked. She initiates conversation, supports your growth, and protects the connection because it matters to her. This is the unspoken moment where a woman chooses you. When you see these signs, don't rush, don't pressure, and don't doubt. Respond with maturity, presence, and emotional steadiness. She's not looking for a perfect man. She's looking for a responsible, respectful, self-aware one. If you felt something shift inside you during this, it's because you're starting to understand what women rarely say out loud. Now, take a breath, stand taller, and step into the man you were meant to and be. And before you go, subscribe and like the video so you never miss the psychology that helps you see women with clarity, confidence, and strength. Every insight you learn here turns you into a man who moves with purpose, listens with intention, and loves with a quiet strength. Women trust deeply,